this is Alan and welcome to Resonate Tutorials. Today we'll be focusing on how to do a basic live stream using OBS, Open Broadcast Software. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to download the OBS software from the website. It's actually free. We'll put the link in the description. You don't need to pay for it. It's free for lifetime. It's what they call open source software. So a lot of companies got together, they started working on the software and just created something that anyone can use in order to stream. So OBS can stream to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, a lot of different stuff, not always at the same time, but at least to one of it. So we'll just jump straight into it now. Okay. Cool. So this is what you'll see on OBS. So we've got a couple of basic things we have to take note of. You have different scenes, you have different audio inputs, you have video inputs, you might want to add some images, slideshows, depending on where you're streaming. Most of the time we've been streaming at like different churches, especially like funerals and church services. We also at different events. So this is just how to set up the stream and what you should be focusing on. So the first thing you want to do is figure out like what are your scenes and how do you name them. So let's say you at the church, for example, you might have like a scene where it's focusing on the minister, and you might have a scene where it's the choir or the soloist, the worship singer, the praise team, whatever the setup is. But you want to have these different angles, so you don't have to just move the camera and jump between where you want to go. So the first thing you want to do is name your scene so that you know that's what we're looking at. So I'll go ahead and name this scene for the sake of this. I'll name it like stage, because maybe that's like focusing on the stage, and then I'll have another scene focusing on the crowd. So on the stage scene over here, you see that you've got different audio inputs. So at the moment it shows that this is the mic aux and this is the standard input that's on the computer. So this is you can see all these bars that are moving here, that's showing how loud I'm speaking, and you can see it's going into the red, which means you're going to get a bit of distortion, so you don't want that on any of your streams. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that your audio is solid, because you could almost forgive like bad quality as long as you can hear, but if you can't hear anything, then people just will stop watching. So I'm going to show you how to add an audio input device. So depending on what you're working with, you will click this plus over here, and then it will say audio input capture. So you might have like a USB interface, or you might have like a mixer, just anything that can interpret sound and handle like your mics. So the way you add an audio interface, you would only necessarily add it here if it's going to operate with a computer or connect to your computer via USB. So if you're just using like your jack, you don't need to add an audio input, because by default it will show the computer audio. So you can see over here we've got the standard like mic input, and then depending on what you have set up, we're just going to click on the settings and see like the properties, and it will show that we're using like the actual microphone array, the Realtek high definition audio. You'll see that there's another iRuin webcam or whatever you might have plugged into your computer at the time. It will display here. Okay, so I mean, one of the ways to get around sound, because the sound is not really good, it's just like a basic microphone. I mean, if you've ever been on like a Zoom call or something using your laptop, you know that it's not going to be studio quality, and you're going to hear like background noises and all those kind of stuff. So one of the things that you can do to quickly mitigate that is to just focus on, you can get you a lapel mic like this, or it's called a lavalier mic. Most of them are called that, and this you can buy off of Takealot for like under 300 rand. It's probably like 200 rand at this stage. And I mean, this is just quite simple. It's a corded mic. You speak into this over here, and this plugs into your computer, and you still can have another jack. You can still plug in earphones. So this is a lavalier mic. You just clip it, you connect it, and then you plug it into your earphone jack on your computer. So what I normally would do is with something like this, I will look at like if there's someone doing a speech, I will even just plug this on the microphone on the stage and then actually connect it, so I don't have to have the person do it. I'll use this as the actual mic. So whatever the mic is for the sound in your hall, you just plug this on there, and then so that when new people are coming to the stage, or they're coming to the podium or whatever, you don't have to worry about them walking off with your microphone that's clipped. So what's nice about this is you get this nice extension cable as well, and I mean, this will give you like another probably like a meter or two. So altogether you might have like a 3 meter setup, and I mean that should be enough if you're just sitting right in front, especially like if you're a beginner streamer. You don't have a massive setup. You literally just plug this in right in front of the stage, clip it onto the mic. You add this into here, and then suddenly you've got quite a lengthy cable that can reach from most of the time where you are to where the stage is, as long as you're sitting right in front. Okay, so then what we're going to do now, I don't need all this length, so I'm just going to use the parts that we need. So I'm just going to unclip this, and then we'll use the lavalier mics. So you can see the bars over here, it's going all over the place, so the sound is coming from everywhere. So I can, like, if I snap my fingers, you'll see that the bars are just moving. But the minute I plug this in, there should be a bit of difference now. You can see suddenly the bars are going down. So the way we can test to see if the mic is working, because sometimes the salesman will just get your laptop and say, oh, the mic is working, and they can see the bars. But the bars should be different now. It should be only when I'm speaking into the mic. So you can see, so if I'm just talking normally, there's hardly a movement in the bars. But the minute I speak into the mic, it almost stays in the red. So that shows that this thing is actually active. Because what sometimes we see it and we don't understand what the difference is. So I'm gonna clip this on. So what I'll do is I'll just do a quick recording on OBS with this mic and without this mic, so you can hear the difference. So okay. So this is the audio on OBS using just like the standard microphone on this laptop, and this is how it sounds. I'll just do like a test. So this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So that's, I like to do like just the alphabet as a test, because that gives you enough words. You don't have to think about what you want to say. So if anyone is testing a mic on stage, just let them say the alphabet or count to like 100. You have to give enough time to look at the bars on the audio. So I'll plug this in now. Just gonna apologies for like the clip, but this is how it sounds. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I feel like we should say Z, but it's fine. And then there we go. So that's a difference. But you might hear that it's still a bit distorted. So what I'm just gonna do is you can play around with it on OBS. So you want to make sure that the sound waves never reaches into the red. So it has to almost stay into the green. It can maybe go into the yellow, but never into the red. In fact, if you know someone speaks loud, then put it intentionally softer, because you might have someone singing and then they start singing the whole time, but you know there's a high note coming, so you want to rather just compensate for that, because people can rather just put louder on their phones at home, but if there's distortion, there's nothing that they can do about it. So you're always streaming for your audience and not the people around you. Okay, so that's just how you do the audio. Okay, I'll stop that. And then this is how you actually add an input source. So you can use almost anything, any type of video camera that has like I want to say USB output or HDMI. We'll get into that in the more intermediate phase. So this is an action cam that you can get, and I think they sell this at Cash Crusaders, probably like new, maybe like 300-400 rand. It's a simple thing. It's capable of doing like 4K ultra wide view. So just for like your basic setup, you can just have something like this. And I mean, it works with normal micro USB. It has a micro HDMI output. So you can decide when you have a bit more of an extreme setup, you can output it via HDMI, or you can literally just grab like your USB cable and then plug it in that way. I mean, most people should have just a normal USB cable just at their house, and you would have gotten one with the action cam as well. So you just want to make sure that, quite simply, you just plug in it in, and then I'll show you how to actually add it as a source on the computer. So first thing, once you plug it in, you just plug it in like one of your USB ports. Okay, so the minute you plug it in, we'll see that it shows connecting, and then that shows that it's interfacing with the computer. We'll put the links to all the products that we're using in the description. So it's now installed in the computer. Cool. So now that it's actually installed properly, you can see that it's popping up here now. So we've got iCatch Tech Spec, and that's just the name of the camera that we're using. So if we go here, okay, and then now you see that it has a block. So I'm just gonna show you that this thing is working. So this is me. If I just point at the setup here, I might see. Okay, I got some guys in the background here as well. So this is the camera. You can see that it's working on the side. So this will be the thing that the camera that you might use on your stage or wherever. So if I'm just gonna extend this thing, okay, so this is, so you can see that because of the format this thing is recording, it doesn't go all the way into like your background or your field here. So what you need to do is you can just right click on that, you can go to order, and then you can go to transform, and then you can just say stretch to screen. So this will just force like that 16:9 aspect ratio. Okay, so I mean, remember, this is just like how you're doing a basic stream. There's a bit more. I'll explain to you what that canvas layout is in the next video, but for now we're just using everything as is, your default settings. Okay, so there you go, you've got this cam set up. Okay, so now we've got our stage, we've got our audio input, we can see that the mic is still working over there. Now we're gonna add another scene. Okay, so the other scene might just be so maybe we got stage and we got another one for crowd or something, or let's say the band. You've got the scene, and we're just going to call it band, and so that everybody knows if we click on the scene, it'll take us to the band. Click on that, it's going to take us to the stage. So you can see that we clicked on band and the canvas became blank again. There's no more space now, or there's no more capture devices added. So we can go and we can add one. So we're going to have to add a different video capture device. So for this one, I'm going to add the actual laptop camera just so we can see the difference. So I'm going to just jump to the laptop, and so I'm going to click OK. It's going to ask me again on the list, and now it's saying, okay, you want to use an integrated camera for today. I'll say yes, and then I'm going to go with transform again. I right click on it, I click transform, and then I'll go fit or stretch to screen. Okay, so once I've done that, you can see that I've got two different scenes now. So scene number one, I'm on stage, and this is maybe the side angle. Scene number two, I click band, and it'll give me to the front facing angle. So that's how you do two basic scenes. And then yeah, so the only thing is, once you want to start your stream and you want to start everything, you want to just click on, we're going to go into studio mode, and this will just help us with transitions, because if you want to jump to the next scene, first you set up the scene, and then you can just transition to it when you are ready. So you go again, you click on stage. Okay, we're currently on stage, so you click on band, you click transition, and then you take it from there. You on stage, we're on band, we go to stage, and then we click transition. So that's how you do a basic setup.